All right, here we go. The moment of truth. Can I get this Carch? I really hope it's gonna work. You know what? We actually might have to back this up a little bit because this is a very confusing place to start. Let me explain from the beginning. I was searching the desert for some deep sand loot crates when I came across something that I honestly thought might be a mirage, considering I came here with full flak and I was heavily heat stroked. Yeah, a 145 Carch. That is also tenacious, which is a pretty good trait. I wasn't even completely certain that this thing was real, so I went in for a closer look, and yeah, no, it definitely is real. Those teeth are very, very real. The first thing I had to do was get rid of my heat stroke so I could see and think clearly. As the oxygen depleted in my lungs, I came up with a game plan for how we're going to tame this beast. But first, heat stroke needs to go. With the heat stroke gone, I needed to head back to base to grab some supplies. But first, I had to take out this random Pelagornis. Screw you, Pelagornis. All my homies hate level 25 Pelagornis. I got back to my house and greeted a random raptor that I guess Jim left in here at some point, and then I grabbed a healthy amount of kibble and darts. Then it was time to use our handy-dandy little gene scanner right here, where we can scan for Diplodocus. Yeah, we're looking for Diplodocus. And it really didn't take very long before I found the very first one, but I'm gonna need some high levels if I want to try and tame one of these things, so yeah, you need to go. And as I went to try and go away, I realized it probably had a baby. I'm not really that sorry, little one. After killing many, many more Diplos, I managed to find a really good level. Honestly, a perfect level. Oh, and would you look at that? It's got 2 little baby boys. Ew, what the hell? Get out of here. So this one's a female, the babies are both boys. Yeah, this is actually kind of perfect. This means that we only actually have to tame that female, and then I can claim the babies and then just use them for the breeding process. I honestly don't really trust this area, so I turned off the grass so I could see if there's any more pegos or other little annoyances. And would you look at that? We got the whole cast of the Ants movie right over here. Grass goes back on, and now it's time for the taming process. So what we have to do here is we're gonna knock it out. You can passively tame Diplos, but I don't really feel like getting swatted around for probably like 20 minutes trying to do it. And also I did not bring Gilly, which would have helped. So yeah, we're just gonna knock it out, and yeah, hopefully that goes well. I also learned that you can get headshots on Diplos. Yeah, I actually did not know that. I genuinely don't even remember last time I tamed a Diplo. It was on the verge of being knocked out, and then I spotted something up on the cliff right above. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. So I got it knocked out, and then we went to go deal with that little issue. It was then time to feed this thing, so I gave it like 20 kibble thinking that would be enough, and I flew all the way up to the peak on that mountain right behind us. But by the time I actually got here, I realized that, yeah, I should have given it 25 kibble or something around that amount. 20 is not enough. So I had to fly all the way back down, give it 5 more kibble, and then we headed back up to the peak of that mountain, hopefully for the last time. After a little while, the Diplo was tamed up and ready to go, so I headed back down to grab it. Whilst I was waiting, I actually thought of some pretty cool names for them. I wanted to name this female Rhea, and then I wanted to name the babies Romulus and Remus. But here's the issue. I can't find the babies. They're not here anymore. Even turning off the grass didn't help, and my gene scanner was showing me that that Diplo way in the back there was actually the only Diplo around. So yeah, I really don't know what happened to the babies. They usually don't disappear like that, so I'm starting to suspect that maybe the mom crushed them when it fell onto them, possibly. I mean, nothing would have attacked the area, so I don't really think there's another explanation. She definitely crushed her babies. What a horrible mother. I took out my anger on this stupid little Microraptor that was running in our direction. And then I took out the rest of my anger on this Diplo that really didn't do anything besides exist. Then, unfortunately, we had to go back on the hunt for another high-level Diplo that can be the male to this female. With my plans for the names ruined, I decided to go ahead and rename the female with a more fitting name, Frank. I got a dashing hope that maybe we found Frankette, but no, it was just another Frank. We need a male. Vampiric on a Diplo. That makes no sense. These things can't even deal damage. It's not even possible. How are they... How do you have vampiric? After many more Diplo deaths, we finally found Frankette. So I started knocking this thing out, and eventually it was out, and then we had it tamed up after a little while. So I flew all the way back to my love shack / breeding barn, and then I went ahead and dropped out the 2 Franks so they could have some Frank on Frank action. Things could get kind of messy, so I decided to leave them to their privacy. Nah, I'm just kidding. I watched. After a little while, we had 2 babies with all of the best stats between the parents, and I named them To Be Frank and Quite Frankly. Now I gotta fill up my whole trough for these fat ass. So I grabbed a bunch of berries to feed these lovely little adorable goofballs, dumped them all in, and then we were ready to just sit around and wait for them to grow up so we could breed them to make many babies. You may be wondering what's gonna happen to the 2 Franks. Well, I can tell you for certain that they made the very easy decision to retire from the Ark. They went to a lovely place where they could live out the rest of their lives together in harmony and peace. And yeah, from what I've heard, they are loving life. They are, you know, they're even having more children, which is awesome. So yeah, honestly, I'm really happy for them, and I think you should be too, because that's most certainly what happened. Before we head down, I needed to grab some supplies, including this amazing Carch saddle that I have. We're gonna also need a turbine for some power and air conditioners to hatch up a bunch of eggs. And finally, some gates in case I want to trap it, which probably is a good idea. Maybe also having some ghillie would be a good idea as well. I only now just noticed that I picked up 2 hats. Yeah, I did not notice that in the moment. Just a few more supplies before we head off. Definitely gonna need a focal chili to move a little bit faster, and also a Kalian soup and a cactus broth to keep me nice and cool. I almost forgot to bring some bear traps too. We're definitely gonna need just a few. Now it's time to head on down to the desert. So I used my gene scanner when I got down there to locate the Carch, and it's in the exact same spot, and it seems to be very, very real, even though I don't have any heat stroke, so that's good. Next thing we need to do is take out all these annoying little creatures around here that could cause some issues. An Arthro definitely is not something I want near where we're trying to tame a Carch. That could ruin the whole tame. Vultures are also things that I don't want around when we're doing this, but I have to say, big props to this death worm. It waited till now to do this, pop out of the ground and try to attack me. Because if it had waited a little bit longer, if it was a bit more patient, it would have ruined the whole tame. I would have been really upset, but yeah, no, here we go. We can take it out right now, and hopefully we won't have any more attacking. I really hope that doesn't happen. I decided to go ahead and try to trap the Carch just so we wouldn't have to deal with it wandering over while I'm trying to get things set up. Wasn't really too much of an issue trying to get it in there, and then it obviously got stuck in that bear trap, and we were easily able to block it in from the back. Bit overkill in terms of gates, but it's all good. Then it was time to get everything all set up so we could go ahead and try to get this whole tame done. The Diplos all had quite a lot of health, and I decided to go ahead and shoot them twice to bring down their health by a huge amount to make them almost like a little bite for the Carch. And that's when I noticed that the Carch is no longer in the trap. I guess he walked out. Yeah, that's not great. It kind of annoyed me a little bit because I'm trying to build everything pretty close to him so I wouldn't have to run all over the place. But yeah, he could easily walk over here and just start eating all these things preemptively. Just as I thought he was about to come over here, he actually got distracted by a scorpion and ran really far away. Eventually, I had everything all set up, and all we needed to do was kill one Diplo and bring it over. Okay, well, I think that brings us up to speed now. Let's continue. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. Can I get this Carch? I really hope it's gonna work. Do I let go? I can't even remember. I think I do, right? Are we friends? We are friends! Hell yeah! All right, let me hop on. Nope, you just ran right by me. Let me hop on. And now we gotta kill a ton of these Diplos. This one right here is gonna be the control Diplo. So I'm gonna figure out how many Diplos I need to kill. Okay, so they give 8% each. Okay, so we're gonna need to kill tons of them here. All right, let me go ahead and start murderizing them all. I need to not get that number above 100, so I need to stop just shy of 100. Okay, those ones gave way more. Or did they? I don't know if they did, actually. Don't think so. No, probably not. All right, let me kill these 3 as well. Come on. So yeah, we don't want to get that number above 100. That would be bad because it's going to kick me off if I do that. Let me just maybe aim for 2. I did damage them quite a lot, some of them anyway. All right, we probably should stop soon. Here we go. This is going to be the last one for the moment. Okay, 93. That's perfect. So now we're above 50% on our taming effectiveness, and we're at 93. So I need to let that number drop way down before we attempt to do any more. Because right now what we have is we have basically like 520 seconds until this thing's going to kick me off and we're not going to be friends anymore. But I need to get its taming all the way up. And if I get past 100, it's going to kick me off. We're not going to be friends, so we need to let that drop. So I'm just going to chill here, honestly. Might just chuck out a ton of these babies as well, actually. Just going to drop all these eggos. They should hatch. Hopefully they won't scatter. There is a dead baby there. They're not going to scatter, right? Hell yeah. Okay, sick. So yeah, soon enough, that number is going to start dropping a lot faster. I know it looks like it's really slow right now, but trust me, it will speed up. As long as I don't eat anything else for the moment. Yeah, it's already going down really fast, so it's just accelerating. We just need to wait for it, be patient. I've got plenty of time. We've got like over 5 minutes right now, so I'm just gonna chill. That's it. Oh yeah, that is actually speeding up already. Look at that. Wow, this footage is not sped up. That's crazy. So we're probably going to have to wait for that to pretty much hit 0 because I got it up to 93. And with that, we got 53 taming effectiveness. So if I started doing this again at around 20, we probably wouldn't get a tame. So we're going to actually have to let it go all the way down to 0. And I'm hoping we have enough time. I think we will. If I attack that massive group of them, I know they'll spread out. But I'm worried about what would happen if we keep attacking them. We kill too many all at once. And then if we do that, we're going to probably hit max blood rage. And at the same time, we're going to hit taming. But which one's going to count? Is it going to realize that it's tamed and it shouldn't kick me off? Or is it going to kick me off and we're going to have a ruined day? It might be that one, honestly. I'm not really sure. I know I keep saying it whenever it's, you know, a thing, but it's been a long time since I've tamed a Carch. I don't even know, like, when were they added? What year? Definitely around there is roughly where I stopped taming them, because I tamed a ton of them on the cluster, made a crazy mutation stack over the next few months, but, like, I didn't tame any more after that, or, you know, in the middle of that. All right, here we go. We are pretty much at 0, and now we will start killing more things. Here we go. So again, that blood rage can't go above 100, but we should be fine. That is an Arthro that's, like, in the middle of the mix here. I don't want that. I mean, we're only going to lose a little bit of effectiveness, but I still don't want that to happen. Now, off of that Diplo, I think we got 9. Which is interesting. Okay. Let me just try and maybe not hit them all at once, because that might be bad, like I said. Okay, we're getting pretty close here. Okay, one more Diplo is all I need. I'm not going to go for the big pack of them. We literally just need to kill, like, one more. There we go. Got it. Hell yeah! Look at you! Come here, come here. Let me get a saddle on you. Let's eat the rest of these Diplos together. All right, did we get a good one? No, we did not. We didn't get a good one at all, but it's a Carch. It's a 145 perfectly tamed Carch. I'm happy with it, you know? It's going to be useful. Carches are already really strong. My god, what the hell is I looking at there? Wait, what? Is that what the first person looks like on these things? Wait, why was I mounted in the wrong spot on the saddle? That was weird. All right, well, anyway. Oh my god, look at us. We're already at 100. Now, it doesn't matter now that we're, you know, we have a tamed. But, yeah, that's how much damage we do currently, which is not too bad. That's not too bad at all, actually. Let me go ahead and kill you as well. Awesome. All right, let me try and remember. I know one of these buttons is the roar, which resets the blood rage, and we kind of don't want that. So let me see. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was my armor breaking, but it was just the little effect off that guy. I forgot about that. All right, let me get in here. So yeah, pretty good damage so far. You know, obviously we got a bunch of levels we can pump in, so I'm going to pump all those into melee. There's no point of pumping really anything into health on these things, as we all know, but yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Hell yeah. All right, come here. Man, I gotta say, I much prefer the Carch over the Giga. It's so much better. I think people do just in general nowadays. In fact, that kind of leads me to something. We're doing the Extra Life stream this year, and as many people probably already know, Wildcard's not doing their own stream, but what they have promised is that if we can raise 30,000, like the whole community together, if we can all raise 30,000, they'll do a TLC for one creature, and if we can do that 4 times, they'll do 4 of them. That's the limit that they've set. So the community needs to raise, what is it, 120,000 for Extra Life, which is of course the amazing cause. It's basically just like children's hospitals, and yeah, we've done the streams every year on this channel. I'm sure most people are already aware of it, but yeah, I'm voted for the Giga. I put 5 G's down as a donation, and yeah, we voted for the Giga. So the cool thing is, $1 counts for 1 vote. So let's say you got $5, that's 5 votes. Obviously, I put down 5,000, so that's 5,000 votes. I've kind of like been a little selfish, I guess, in that way by saying, hey, I really want a Giga TLC, but a lot of people agree, and yeah, let's make it happen. That's the one that I'm voting for. You don't have to vote for that one, but yeah, definitely would appreciate a Giga TLC, because the Carch is just so much better nowadays. Like, this thing is, it doesn't rage. You know, it's a bit more of a pain to actually tame, I think, because there's a lot more prep. You can't just knock it out. But, you know, I feel like the Giga's just not as cool anymore. I feel like we need to bring that crazy, like, fierce factor back to the Giga and, you know, make it on the same level as the Carch. You know, it doesn't need to be more powerful, doesn't need to be weaker. I think the Carch can be more powerful, actually. When you do pretty much like all of the blood rage and everything, and you have all your mutations in and everything, it can be more powerful than the Giga. We've already proven that. in an old video on the cluster where I pitted my maxed out Giga against my maxed out Carch in a completely just, like, the two of them fought each other. I wasn't mounted on one of them, and I'm pretty sure the Carch won with 100 blood rage on it. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. So I'm hoping that that the Giga will get a nice little bump if it does get a TLC. That'll be cool. But yeah, what other creatures deserve TLCs? I was thinking about making a video for it because I got a couple other ones. I like the idea of the Quetzal getting one. Make it, you know, something that's actually worth getting now because it's not. It hasn't been for years. And what else? Therizino. I think Therizino could do with a bit of a bump. Like, it's still an amazing creature, but the model is terrible. And it doesn't look anything like an actual Therizino. It looks like a weird duck person thing. But yeah, anyway. Oh, wow. Look at that. I think our next quest is, it's like fight a Gamma Broodmother or something. Yeah. I think I stopped here and I never did any more. I need to continue. Maybe get some green loot crates. I don't even think I've found a single green loot crate. Yeah. Anyway, let me see. So, I don't know if we can fight this. We probably can't. It wouldn't be a good idea to try and fight a Titan. That's not a good idea at all. But what can we fight? Could I take this thing in and fight the Ice Queen? I feel like we could, right? We can drop out creatures in there using our cryopod, like, mod thingy, so we're good. Yeah, I might go ahead and do that, but we're gonna lose our blood rage, so we're gonna be a lot weaker, but we do have an amazing saddle, and we got a treasure map. Awesome. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and donate to Extra Life, obviously our stream's going to be happening in November, but for the moment, the page is still up. You can donate, and any donations will go towards any kind of prize pools that we have on the days afterwards. You know, after the stream, we'll pull all those winners and everything. Same as every year, honestly, but yeah, so the link's down below, if I remember to put it there. It's also on my Twitter, and yeah, you know, it's going to be amazing. We're gonna raise a lot of money this year, I think. Especially, you know, we have to, because Wildcard's not doing their own stream. So we gotta, you know, the community, the creators, we all gotta pick up, you know, the slack that they're unfortunately having to leave. And yeah, we'll try and get Wildcard pretty high up there. The art community will come together. We'll raise a lot of money. Wow, still not even a single freaking ice worm in here. What on earth did they do to this freaking cave? It's still so messed up. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I forgot you gotta break this. I mean, like, I've had the ice worms appear in single player. Like, I came into this cave to make a thumbnail in single player, and I got jump scared because I was not expecting them. But yeah, I don't know why they're not here on the server. Like, we don't have any special dino spawns or anything, really. I mean, we don't even have any modded dinos on here. Oh, besides that one thing, the Hydrovanta. But we had that after, so I don't think anything could have affected this. Wildcard clearly did something weird. Even though I've already got, like, amazing, you know, weapons and armor and everything, I still can't help myself from just coming to these drops. There's still some pretty good loot inside of them. All right, let's get down here. Let me fight this gigantic worm lady person thing. Yeah, so I don't know how this is gonna go. We don't have any blood rage, but my guy's, he's pretty good. If I need to, I might have to hop off. I don't think it does that much damage, though. I mean, it does a decent amount of damage, but I don't think it does that much. Also, I remembered that you can do right click to do the spin. Probably could have been testing that one out as well. Alrighty, let's see. Let me do a roar as well. Oh, that's epic. Come on. There she is. Is she gonna come for me? Yes, she is. Hello. That one at least is fixed because that was not working before. Wait, I'm not even hitting her. Uh-oh. Wait, hang on a second now. Hang on a sec. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, they couldn't have done some sort of weird nerf where you can't harm it with creatures, right? That would be terrible. All right, well, anyway, yeah, it's not doing really any damage at all. I guess it does a lot of damage to me when it headshots me and then creates a big mess for me. But yeah, so this is like probably the toughest like creature battle, I guess, that we could do. I mean, we could also do the lava golem, but honestly, I'm kind of afraid to do that cave again. That was kind of crazy. We might do it at some stage though. But yeah, look at this. This is just way too easy. Oh man. Also, I guess we have to admit, the saddle on my dino is kind of insane. Yeah, you know what? They actually need to add the saddle armor onto the HUD here because they have my armor there. But yeah, the saddle armor would be cool. Wait, I'm missing my gloves on there. Where are my gloves? There we go, we got it. My gloves are not appearing there, but I do have gloves on, right? Wait, oh, it might be something to do with the skin, is it? Let me try this now. Oh yeah, it just doesn't register that skin for some reason. That's weird. That's really weird. All right, well anyway, it's definitely, yeah, it's not there, look. What the hell? All right, well, cool. We got some stuff here, some loot. Also, I don't have my Drakeling on me, so I should be able to get another trophy. I have had people tell me that they're getting the trophy even though they have their Drakeling on them, and to that I have to say I don't understand the rules anymore. Every single time I've come in here with the Drakeling or the Drakeling buff on me, I have not been able to get the trophy. And then every time so far that I've come in here, you know, clean without any of that stuff, I've been able to get it. So, you know, I'm not 100% certain, I guess, of the rules. I feel like maybe, yeah, if that's a thing, then sure. It's not working for me. There we go. I should have been opening up my folder, actually. Let me go ahead and put you away for the moment. Where's that last drop? There it is. And, oh yeah, that's some decent loot there as well. What is this? Ichthyosaur? Okay, cool. Almost said Ichthyornis. I was thinking Ichthyornis, and then I stopped myself in my own head. That's a pretty good chest piece. Yeah, that's not loot. That's not really loot either, but it's fine. So yeah, this is everything we've gotten out of the cave. You know, this is just one run. Not even 10 minutes. Kind of crazy. Now, here's the question. If they ever do a TLC for the Giga, which is probably going to happen. Currently, the Giga is winning. Mainly because of me, but I think it still would be in the top 4 even if I didn't do my donation, so, you know. But yeah, if they ever did that, would they then come back here and update this? I would hope so. I really would. Also, where's that one thing? This right here is part of the password for the lava golem. Wait, no, that's for the labyrinth. There we go. In my head, I was thinking lava golem cave. I don't know why. Anyway, let me go ahead and grab this, even though we don't need it. We've already got lots of that one. Yeah, I definitely hope that they come through and update this, you know? And, like, look, here's the thing. I just really want a Giga TLC in the game. It's one of the biggest carnivores in the game. We don't need to add more big carnivores in. We just need to update that one. I just think it's been left in the past. The model is nowhere near as good as the Carch and some of the other creatures that we're getting nowadays. I mean, the Megaraptor looks amazing for Valkyro. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like a new model. I'd like maybe some new abilities and maybe just like a slightly more difficult taming process, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if people would agree with that, but yeah, I don't know. It's just my thought. Now, that being said, I have to say, I really like the Paleo Giga. It's really cool, but the Paleo Giga is a mod. It's not vanilla. It could be vanilla if they want to do that, but so far they're not telling us that it's going to be coming into vanilla, so I'm just going to assume that we can try and vote for a TLC on our good old friend, the Giga. I mean, it's one of the most iconic creatures in Ark. When you think about Ark and your days in Ark, you probably think about getting Gigas and how powerful they were. And then, yeah, I don't know. They've just been kind of overshadowed, I think, a little bit more recently. I mean, like, yeah, we have, like, the Carch. We have Shadowmane when it comes back into the game. That thing's just as powerful as a Giga. I mean, it can get to that stage. You know, that thing's also way faster and way more mobile. It's probably one of my favorite creatures in the game, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of want it. So, you know, if you agree with me, pop your donation for Giga. If you don't, you know, there's other options. Like I said, Therizino Quets are kind of some of my ideas. Like, I'd like a TLC for either of those as well. I'd be happy with those two. I wouldn't say I wouldn't be happy with a Mosa as well, but in all honesty, I'm kind of giving up on the ocean in Ark. It's way too boring. Like, there's nothing to do in it. So we could update the Mosa, but, like, it's still not going to make the ocean better. So, yeah, that's the issue. Anyway, let me get down here. We can massacre some Spinos, I think. This place is still usually fairly flooded with them. But, yeah, let me get over here real fast. Also, I do realize... Oh, hello. Okay, very colorful. I do realize that we haven't talked about the elephant in the room. Where have I been for, like, the last month? I've been here. I've been around. Just really not been making content. And I don't want to bum everybody out, but... yeah, you know, a couple months ago, we unfortunately had to say goodbye to Nugget, our 14-year-old cat. It was really difficult, but on top of that, then last month we lost Mika as well, our 12-year-old dog. Siberian Husky, absolutely beautiful girl. You know, it just sucks. It sucks kind of having to deal with that much loss. And, you know, we got 2 kittens as well that we'd been planning for months. It wasn't just because we were losing animals, you know. But I don't know why. I just kind of wanted to chill. And maybe that's selfish. I know a lot of people want the content, but I think I kind of gotten to a point where I value my own mental health more than what people want. And I think that I don't have to apologize for that. So if you don't agree with that, that's fine. I don't really care. I've just gotten to that point where I'm like, I'm done trying to just please everybody at the expense of my own happiness, my own mental health, my own, you know, sanity. So yeah, like sometimes there will be times when I might just not upload, and you know, that's just it. Moving forward though, you know, we're gonna do Valkyro when that comes out, of course. I do want to wrap up Ragnarok here. There's a couple things that I might want to do, because we kind of lost the center server. It's just kind of broken, and I don't know how to fix it because I don't have like backups of before it was broken. So that's a thing. So I might end up kind of wrapping up like the actual things that we need to do here on Rag, and then maybe using this as like, oh crap, I just realized we're out of stamina. Oops. I'm getting a little bit too crazy with the stamina on these things. Oh my god. But yeah, we might end up kind of using this map, this server, as a bit of a almost kind of like a mod kind of showcase server, like what we kind of did with the center in the end. Like, because I consider the video on the center where we defeated the bosses to be the finale. And then, you know, we kind of just did some post-game stuff, and, you know, it's broken now. I probably can't fix it. I haven't deleted it yet, but yeah, so we might kind of just do the same on here. So we're going to be moving forward, trying to do the boss soon, and then, yeah, we'll probably move on from like regular content on here to once every so often. On top of that as well, we do need to complete Extinction. I've been neglecting that. I spent so long working on the Dreadnoughtus stack of mutations that I kind of just stopped playing on there after I completed it, and then we did a couple videos with the Sulfur Titan, and now I need to get back on there, and we need to actually use the mutation stack that I literally made and have had no time to even make colors for. So yeah, we need to get back on there and do that. I've got a couple other plans and ideas, maybe moving forward, some stuff that I think people would appreciate. So yeah, I don't know, stay tuned. Also, I do realize we are heavily out of stamina, but we're okay. There we go. So we're already at like 50 blood rage. Honestly, it's really useful to just carry around a creature that you can just kill, like a pocket creature that you can just quickly pop out, kill, just to get that up to max. Or just a bunch of eggs, maybe. I don't know. Gotta find like a good creature that I can use for that. Because like the thing about the blood rage that I noticed in the past was, I think when I first was taming these guys, I started using like my maxed out wyverns or something like that. Something crazy, something ridiculous. And that was good, but they gave too much blood rage. So let's say I fed one of them, I might get like 70 blood rage when I'm like trying to tame them, you know? That's not great. That's not really what you want. You really don't want something that's going to give a crazy amount. You want something where you can have multiple of them, and, you know, they give like a certain amount, a set amount, and then you'll know how many you can feed. Because if I just attacked that massive group of the babies earlier, we would have gotten kicked off. We would have ruined the tame. Instead, a little bit of patience, a little bit of working around, you know. Diplos are not hard to tame. They're kind of hard to find. I fought like 50 of them, but, you know, that is what it is. I mean, like, we got it in the end. It was amazing. Also, there's a gigantic skeleton back here. I noticed him when we were in the water, but we were talking about things. This is crazy. This looks even crazier than it used to be. I think it used to just be the rib cage. We got like a missing, what would you call it? Is that like a vertebrae, but it's part of the tail? I think that kind of still counts. Is the tail part of the spine? I mean, I know it's connected to the spine, but what would you call that? Like a tailbone? No, because I don't know. Let me know. People are smarter than I am, and I rely on you people to let me know these things. But yeah, that is a gigantic freaking, like, what even is that? That's the new Giga TLC. They'll make it even bigger, of course they will. But yeah, anyway, I also noticed how amazing this water over here looks. I'd never really noticed how foamy it actually looks over there. You know, it looks more blue here, but when you get over there, it's like more white. And it's very foamy, and it's a cool effect because you have to consider there's a lot of waterfalls, a lot of moving water down in this area, and that makes it look way more realistic. Also, I did spot that spine over there, but that's a pretty far swim, and I don't think that we can do that. How much damage does this do? Not bad. Not bad at all. Another reason why the Giga needs a TLC. It only has 1 attack, whereas the Carch has 2. You know, it's got a left click, right click. Hopefully we won't get a gigantic list of attacks on the side of the new Giga TLC if we get one, but maybe they'll do that. Honestly, what I'd like to see out of giant carnivores like this is the ability to... What the hell was that? I scratched my nose and I look back and I'm like, what is happening? Anyway, the ability to like grab creatures. I'd love that on like the T-Rex or something, where you could grab like something, I don't know, like Thyla-sized. You could like pick them up. Like you don't have to have like a finishing move thing where it just like obliterates them and deletes them out of existence, but the ability to just like lift up small creatures like that would be really cool. I'd love that. I honestly would. I don't know. We could have some really cool stuff if they put some effort into some of the older creatures. We don't need to constantly be getting like brand new ones. But yeah. Let's see. Let me pump that in. And let me grab some of this stuff. Okay, we're not even up to 100 blood rage yet. Let me drop all this meat because that is a crazy amount. Awesome. Sweet. Let me see. Let me just keep running through all these guys. I want to see a maxed out blood rage tail swipe thingy, tail spin, I guess. There we go. We're at 100. Let me see. What do we have? Nothing. I think I ate everything. Did I just see a Microraptor or something? No, probably not. Let me run over here, maybe. Oh, we're almost out of stem. Guess we'll wait for that real fast. Grab this. And still pretty low on stem. I'll just walk for the moment. I can't help but like hold down shift. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, here we go. Not bad. We even ruined that tree. It like span. Oh, yes. Yes. This is cool. I've missed Carches, honestly. This feels really great. We need to get into a new cluster. We need to max out some Carches again. That just needs to be a thing. Oh man, here we go. Yes. There we go. Amazing. So yeah, guys, I think that's probably gonna be it for today. Maybe a bit of a shorter one. I'm not entirely certain, but yeah, you know what? I'm somewhat kind of back. I'm not gonna say there's gonna be a video every day. I worked a lot on the intro of this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this stupidness. But yeah, you know, like there might be kind of just a bunch of videos leading up to when Valkyra comes out, and when that comes out, that's going to be the priority. But I might work on the rest of the content in the background and then just kind of release it periodically afterwards. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. If you guys have enjoyed this one, drop me a like, subscribe if you're new here, and yeah, let me see. Let me get over here. See you in the next one.